And I know y'all didn't expect to see me, but Brother Rogers, he's not feeling well today. If you look at him, you can tell. He don't even look like him. But, you know, I appreciate he got up and came on anyway. He said, I'm trying if I need to, but it don't feel good. You know how it is when you're sick sometimes. You just don't feel good. You really don't feel like being bothered. But I appreciate him for getting up and coming on out anyway. So this morning, you're just going to have to deal with me for a second time. We already had a good time in the Bible class this morning. So now you need to deal with me for a little bit more. And I won't be long, I promise. We'll try to get through this here and just hope that we'll learn something that help us and make it easier for us on this road. So one day, we're going to have to meet Jesus. We do a lot of talking about Jesus right now and reading about Jesus. One day, we're going to have to meet him. And I want to be his friend when I meet him. So we're going to try to get through this here. And I hope everybody's, what did I tell y'all to read? Y'all remember what I told y'all to read? Y'all don't even know what to read. Matthew chapter 24. Yeah, 13:24. Just seeing what y'all was waiting now. Matthew 13:24. While you're getting that, I want to do something real quick. I want to read something to you that I found it will help me, and I hope it'll help us. And then it'll kind of tie in with the lesson, but you don't even have to turn there. I'll read it myself. But in Isaiah chapter 58, there's something real interesting that Isaiah says. He says, cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. Yet they seek me daily, and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness, and forsook not the ordinances of their God. They ask of me the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching to God. Sound like some pretty good people right now, don't they? You know, they're asking about God and ways to do this here. They said he seek them daily. But then in verse number 3, listen what the people say. Wherefore have we fasted, say they, and thou seest not? Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge? You hear what they say? Now they saying, God, look at here. We've fasted, and we've done all of this, and you act like you don't even see it. You don't even acknowledge us. You don't even say thank you to us. And we've done all this here. The good people now. And so he says, what he says here? Listen what he says. Wherefore have we afflicted our souls, and thou takest no knowledge? Behold, in the day of your fast you find pleasure, and exact all labor. Behold, you fast for strife and debate, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. You shall not fast as you do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high. Watch what God said. Is it such a fast that I have chosen? He's saying, did I ask for this? Did I ask for you to fast? And they saying, you don't even acknowledge us. We've done all of this here for you. And God said, did I ask you to do this? And then he said, I lose my way on that. He said, yeah, is it such a fast that I have chosen, a day for a man to afflict his soul? Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Would thou call this a fast, an acceptable day to the Lord? Is it not this the fast that I have chosen? God is telling them, you want to do things, but you want to do it your way, and for your own reasons. I didn't tell you to come here for your own reasons. When we come to church and we come to worship, our mind should be to worship. Not because of who we are, and then we want God to say, I'm so glad you came. I appreciate you. We think that we sometimes deserve praise because we are here. And God is saying, I didn't even ask you to do this here. But he said, now if you're going to do it, this is how you ought to do it. Is it not the fast that I have chosen to loose the bands of the wicked, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that you break every yoke? Is it not to deal with our bread to the hungry, and now bring the poor are cast out? He said, this is the stuff I want you to do. If you want to do something, you go help the poor. You go and do something for somebody. Don't sit here and act like you somebody and expect me to acknowledge you. See, when we come in here with this attitude, that God ought to just be glad I'm here, God don't appreciate that. And they're wondering why God didn't acknowledge them. So I'm just trying to help y'all to get over to Matthew. I didn't want to be mean to you. This is going to help us when we get over to Matthew. But this is what he's saying. Now we're here. Why are we here? This is my question for you. Why did you come this morning? Just kind of, that's in your mind, because you know why you came. But kind of think, why are you here this morning? And if your reason don't line up with God's reason, then the next time you get ready to come, we ought to fix it. So that we'll be pleasing to God. We pray all the time that our worship be acceptable in God's sight. Well, how do we make it acceptable? By doing what we want? By choosing how we want to worship? We can't do that. We got to do it the way God said to do it. And so here in Matthew, watch how this, we're going to tie this in here a little bit. Matthew chapter 24, look at this. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened to a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and he went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the household came and said unto him, Sir, dost not thou sow good seed in the field? From whence then hath it tares? And he said unto them, an enemy has done this. The servant said unto him, without then that we go and gather them up. But he said, Nay, lest while you gather up the tares, you root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in that time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles, to burn them, to gather the wheat into my barn. So let me tell you this here. There's going to be a fire. Now that last verse right there told me there's going to be a fire. And there's going to be some tares bundled up and thrown in the fire. So if you don't get anything else out of it, just know there's going to be a fire. And it's going to be an unquenchable fire. But now, Jesus is going to do something that we rarely see Jesus do. Down to verse 36, he told another parable or two in between them. But look at verse number 36. Watch him do something that he normally doesn't do. Jesus is going to do what we call, y'all hear this word all the time, called exegete. He's going to exegete this parable. And all that means is he's going to explain it. He's going to explain it word for word. And he normally doesn't do that. He'll normally teach and then go. But now, in verse 36, he says that Jesus sent the multitude away and went into the house. And now his disciples came in after him. And they said, Jesus, we heard you out there talking to the crowd, telling them about this parable. He said, now we're in the house in here. Now tell us what you're talking about. Explain this parable to us that we may know. So he answered and said unto them, he that soweth good seed is the Son of Man. So Jesus is going to break it down to them and let them know. All right, the wheat, the good seed. If I was to give you a title for this lesson, I would have called it the two forms. And you'll see why I call it the two forms. But he said the good seed is the wheat. That's the seed that I planted. I put the wheat out there. Then he said the field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom. But the tares are the children of the wicked one. And then he says the enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. Jesus is talking about the end time. This is what's going to happen in the end time. But now he's saying, now I planted a good seed. I planted the wheat. And now comes along the enemy. And he plants the tares. Now, the tares are, let's see how can I explain to you what a tare is. A tare would be the opposite of wheat. Wheat is the good stuff that you want to harvest. The tares are growing to disrupt the wheat. That's what the tares are there for. The wheat cannot be changed. You as a Christian, that tare cannot change you. The wheat cannot be changed because of its DNA. You know what I'm saying? I know you know. I'll help you what I'm talking about. The wheat's DNA cannot be changed. And the devil knew this. So he said, I'm going to put some tares out there to disrupt the growth of the wheat. Mother, I've got a daughter. Her name is Kiana. Kiana, she speaks her mind. Put it like that. She, no matter what Kiana does, she's my daughter. No matter what you do to Kiana, you can't stop her from being my daughter. You can't change her from being my daughter because my DNA is in her. She's my daughter, whether she's good, whether she's bad, whatever she does, she's still my daughter. The wheat is still going to be wheat. But now what the tares are going to do is try to disrupt the growth of the wheat. Now, if you can place tares in there and they grow up along with the wheat, and they begin to take the sunlight from the wheat, and they begin to take the nourishment from the wheat, and they begin to make the wheat not develop like it should, they're doing their job. See, the wheat and the tares that are there is not the enemy. He said Satan planted the tares. Jesus planted the wheat. The tare in the wheat is not the fight. The fight is between the two farmers. The one that planted the tares and the one that planted the wheat. Satan is against God. And by us being the children, the seeds in the kingdom, he wants to get at us. Yes. So he put tares out there for you to disrupt your growth. You see this all the time. You see this, and one of the preachers, I think he did a good job. He said, You see these basketball players and football players have contracts of 30, 40, $50 million. But then they get entangled up with all of these tares in the world. The mama, the daughter, anybody will come to you when you got 30 or 40 million dollars. Young people don't get mixed up with the tares. They're only there to disrupt you. They're only there to take you. You know, when we was growing up, we had to come to church. Most of y'all had to come to church. There was a generation that it didn't matter what you thought or what you wanted. You had to come to church. And you had to come when they came. You couldn't come 30, 40 minutes, an hour later. You came when they came. We had to be here. Did we want to be here? Maybe not. Did we hear and listen to everything was going? Probably not. But we was here because we had to come. And while you are here, you are going to hear something. If you heard heaven and hell and wrong and right, you got that much out of it. There's a generation now that could care less about wrong and right and don't know nothing about heaven or hell. And so we're living in a time right now, young folks, got to listen to me. Got to listen to me. And the reason I say listen to me is I wish I had listened a little bit more when I was young. Because this is real. And the devil is going to try to get at you. See, you are here. Most of you are here. Why? Because somebody brought you. If it was up to you young people to be here on your own, how many would be here? I mean, just be truthful. But you got grandmas, you got mothers and fathers that think enough for you to bring you to church so that you can learn something. Now, what if they didn't take that interest in you? You probably still be asleep somewhere with you. You don't want to. You really don't even want to be. You really want to be asleep right now. But see, what the devil wants to do is because you are here, he wants to plant some tares in your life now. He wants to put somebody in there to disrupt you. Young ladies, he wants to put that man in front of you and make you think he's all of what you want him to be. And all he wants to do is tear you down and take you away to where you just coming here because they bring you here. The devil is like that. He hates God. And anything that he can do to you, because God loves you, if he can hurt you, he feels like he's hurt God. And he will use you to get to God. You remember when Job and Satan and God had a conversation? Job was over here and Satan was going through and he was just walking along and God said, "Where you going?" He said, "I'm just walking along the earth trying to see who I can devour." And you know what God said? "Have you considered my servant Job?" You know who he was talking to? The devil wasn't talking to Job. The devil was talking to God. He was talking to God. He said, "If you take that hedge from around him, I'll make him curse you to your face." See, he wanted to get at Job to get into God. He can't whoop God. He can't handle God. But if he can get to you and hurt you because God loves you, then he feels like he's accomplished what he set out to do. We don't want the devil to hurt you. We want to stay with God. So he said, the field is the world, the good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked. And the enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. And therefore the tares are so shall it be in the end of this world. There's going to be a time when the end of the world is going to come. Make no mistake about it. This old world is going to be burned up. I don't care what people tell you, what people say, it's going to be burned up. It's going to be done away with. And one day, you're going to spend eternity in one or two places. Heaven or hell. And you don't even have to believe that if you don't want to. You don't have to. Me and Brother Cooper yesterday, we were working on this truck, and we were down, and you ask him, he'll tell you, we were down at O'Reilly's, and we was talking to a guy in the store. And he brought the conversation up about the Bible, started talking, and he said, if you believe in the Bible, you crazy. That was his exact words. He went to telling us all about the Creator and about everything in the Bible, but then he said, if you believe in the Bible, you crazy. That's what you're going to be. You're going to run into people that's going to tell you these things and try to persuade you. And he started telling us about how much we should give, what we should give. And he even went to the Old Testament and said, God didn't even tell me to give my best bull. He said, why should I get the one that's making all the money to the church? But you will run into people like this here. And people are going to tell you all sorts of things. Why are you going up there? What are you trying to prove? Trying to tear you away from God. But the Bible says that one day he's going to gather up all the tares, all the wicked. Now watch this. The wheat is still the wheat, right? We can't change the wheat. But if I put the tares out there, and the tares grow up with the wheat, and then the wheat can't develop like it should develop, and then it strangles it out, what's going to happen to the wheat? It's going to die. It's not going to do what it should do. And if the wheat dies, it'll never be made into bread, will it? It's going to be bundled up with the chaff and the tares, and it'll be thrown in the fire because it's no good. It's still wheat, but it's no good. Don't get tangled up with the tares, because if you get tangled up with them and you let it take you away from God, and you get caught out there and you die spiritually, one day Jesus is going to come back. And he says he's going to gather out of his kingdom all that offends him, and he's going to bundle it up, and it's going to be burned up. This morning, you have a chance to fix whatever's wrong. Ain't that good? If it's wrong right now, you got a chance to fix it. If you're in sin, you can fix it. If you're not a member of the church, you can fix that. God gives us this opportunity. But one day it's going to be too late. One day you won't be able to fix it. One day he's going to come, and he says he's going to come like a thief in the night. And if he comes that fast, you won't have time to fix it. So you have an opportunity today to get it right. See these parables and all the things that Jesus put in? He didn't just come up with some puzzles and some quizzes. All this, you know what a parable actually really is? When he said a parable, he said it's likened unto. What he said, he was telling them that it is like what you already know to help you understand the things that you don't know. So I'm going to use the things you already know to help you understand the things that you need to know. And that's what he's saying. The things that they know about, this is going to help you to understand the things that's going to happen and what you need to do. And as young people, I would tell you, if your mama and your grandma is still bringing you to church, get up and help them out. Don't lay there in the bed and roll over and holler, I don't want to go. Help them out. love Bible class. I love our class. And if you're not coming to Bible class, I wish you'd come. You can just see the love growing. You can see people growing. You can see people beginning to understand what God really has for us to do. Do we stumble? Do we fall? Yeah, we stumble. We fall. We're not the best we can be, but we're growing, and we're going to get better. So today, if you need to fix it, if you need to get it right, if you need to be a better Christian, this is the time to start. But remember, Jesus is coming back. Santa Claus might not come, but Jesus is coming. You be better on that. And we want to be ready when he comes. How do you get ready? You have to hear his word. Hear the word. That's why we believe in the Bible. Some people don't believe in the Bible, but we believe in the Bible. Here's the word. And once you hear it, you have to believe it. You have to believe it enough to take action. And if you believe it, and you say, well, I don't want to live the way I'm living anymore. If I'm doing wrong, I'm not doing right. If I'm not serving God the way I should be, I want to get it right. That means I want to repent of the things that I'm doing. I want to get it right. I want to turn around and do the right thing. You hear it, believe it, repent, and then you confess. See, Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus said this morning in Bible class, they asked him who he was. He said, I'm Jesus. We have to confess that he is Jesus, the Son of God. Then you have to be willing to be buried in the watery grave of baptism. Go down in that watery grave, wash away your sin, and you come up a new creature. And you start this road, start this journey. It's not going to make you perfect because you come out of that water, but it'll give you an avenue. But when you do mess up, you can come and ask for forgiveness. You got that opportunity now as we stand. We sing the song.